Hey everybody, this is a clip from our bonus podcast, Party Chat, which is available to Patreon supporters. If you support Patreon, support MinnMax on Patreon, more specifically, I suppose. At the $5 tier, you unlock the bonus podcast feed, which is where Party Chat unveils every single week. We take calls from the community. We also bring on people like Leo Vader.
Yeah.
Haley McLean. Every single week, we rotate through fun bonus discussions. If you want a more casual podcast from MinnMax and you want to help support independent games media at the same time, patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's. Unlock that bonus podcast feed. It's right in your favorite podcast app. It's a piece of cake. You also get the deepest dive on Alan Wake 2 that's going on right now. You get early access and an ad-free version of the MinnMax show. But without further ado, here is the extended clip from Party Chat. But remember, this isn't just a YouTube thing. There's a whole bonus podcast you don't listen to regularly. So please help support it. We appreciate it.
Do it.
Was that Leo?
Why don't you listen to it?
It's a great question. Also, on this episode of Party Chat, we should run through what we talk about. Big conversation about work-life balance, which I greatly appreciated. So if you want to get real behind the scenes, Party Chat's the way to go. We talk about GTA 6. We do our live reaction to the Garfield trailer, of course. And we figure out where laws come from. Also, we talk about why Leo Vader has fallen in love with Kyle Bossman and delayed input. So, all right, that's it. All right, now on with the show. This is it. Hot Cocoa Kath wanted to jump in. Hello, Hot Cocoa Kath. What's happening?
Hi, Kath.
Welcome.
I wanted to talk about it, and did you watch them or
No. So we're going to look at them and we can unpack it. Hazard, did you also want to talk about the Game Awards nominations?
Yes, please. I would love to.
Okay, great.
Before we start, I want you to tell me which game has the more nomination. There's two.
Oh, to guess? Who I saw one tweet about it, and so I feel like I can't weigh in yet because I had a light spoiler.
Ellie, Leo?
The most nominations.
Yeah, with 8.
I'm kind of thinking Baldur's Gate 3.
That's a good guess, and only because that's taken, I'll say Spider-Man 2.
No, it's Baldur Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2.
Spoilers, Kath, spoilers. We got to unpack all this stuff. Okay, Game Awards nominations. Ready to jump in and look at these things?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks to GameSpot, they have a nice recap of everything. Ooh, okay, let's go for individual categories. Good Lord. All right, you want to start at the bottom, work our way up here? All right, esports. Let's skip that. No offense. Content Creator of the Year. God bless them all. Quackity's doing great work over there, I assume. Okay, Leo, we can't let out a quackity moan. Come on, this is Party Chat. Most anticipated.
There's an episode. I think it's a he. I have no idea.
If you're gonna woof woof for kind of funny, moan for quackity. You can't pick and choose.
All right, most anticipated game. The nominations are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What's that doing on there? Hades 2. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8. Tekken 8 is cool to see in that list. I didn't expect that there. I'm happy Like a Dragon got in there. I guess the outlets nominating it, they seem like a Like a Dragon friendly type of crowd here.
Right.
That's interesting. Let's see. Best multiplayer. Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6. There must be a typo here. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I'll be damned.
Yeah, no Friends versus Friends, deeply unserious category.
Right.
Sorry. I must say that the Baldur's Gate 3's multiplayer on PS5 is amazing.
Yeah.
I've been doing couch co-op with my husband, and we can up in and out when we want. We can respec when we want. It's really, really easy to do.
That sounds great.
I heard it's a little buggy from somebody else who's playing split screen stuff. It's like it's a really great idea, but it's still a little rough out there.
It was bad on PC.
It's better than anything I've had, even with the bug.
Yeah.
Like usually you can't. So
Hanson, can you let Baldur's Gate 3 have one thing?
Just one? I'm sorry, I cannot.
The constant negative.
I will say on the Baldur's Gate 3, I like Baldur's Gate 3, I swear. But I went over to my friend Ronnie's this weekend and just watched him play a little bit of like Act 3, and it's nice to watch someone who's played 160 hours of that game play it. Like, your save as well, Haley, it's just, it does change your perspective and make you appreciate that game more. So I should just do that more. Best
real quick, just one quick note. I feel like I keep hearing you say I like Baldur's Gate 3, but it doesn't make sense because you hate it.
God damn it.
It's a known thing.
It's going to be such a bloodbath. It's going to be such a bloodbath. I just want to go into the Game Awards, or like the 210s, sorry, completely different. The 210s debate at the MinnMax show. Just equal playing field for everything. I don't want like this built-in, like we have to fight harder for Baldur's Gate 3 because Hansen's negative on it. I feel like it's going to have an extra boost because of that, and I'm trying to deflate it so it doesn't win because I want to support it. Does that make sense, Leo?
Right.
Okay, cool.
That's going to have to be part of the oath or something.
Yeah, Haley worked that in.
That'll be in the agreement we all sign.
Best sports / racing. We have EA Sports FC 24. F1 23, these are just numbers and letters. Forza Motorsport, of course. We have Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 and the Crew Motorfest. All right.
Wow. Hot Wheels Unleashed, but no Lego 2K Drive. Surprising.
Yeah, driving me wild. Best sim / strategy. We have Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, City Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, Pikmin 4 falls in this category. Interesting.
Oh.
Love it.
I guess so. And by the way,
I only don't love it in the sense that I feel like if that's allowed, it's going to win easily.
Yeah.
That is a fair point. Yeah, it is interesting. You know, technically, Marvel's Midnight Suns was in this window because it came out December of last year, but I think it is telling that just like people wouldn't think of it because that would certainly have been in this category. I'd have to imagine. If it would have been in the window last year, but people just forget about it, which is really tough for those December games or games after the cutoff. Hazard, by the way, jump in whenever you want to, if anything stands out to you as egregious.
Oh, I'm waiting.
Oh, waiting to strike. Love it.
Someone in the chat pointed that there's 3 Nintendo nominations in this category.
That is weird. I think a lot of people are playing Nintendo games more so than sim / strategy games. Although, yeah, I mean, Cities Skylines 2. Okay, that's in there. Yeah, okay. Best family game. Disney Illusion Island. I'll be damned.
What the heck is that?
That's like the platformer
Rayman Legends,
Metroidvania.
like
Yeah.
Without any
Missed that came
combat.
out.
Yeah, it's one of those that I posted, I think, several times in our Slack. Like, does anybody want a code for this? And no one took. So we technically have a code if anyone wants to check it out. I've been curious about it. But Party Animals, which I also need to check out. That's a big blind spot for us, at least. I don't know, Haley, you're cool. Have you been playing that?
No, I've been meaning to play it. My friends and I play Gang Beasts all the time, and it's just more Gang Beasts, eh? Like,
yeah. Pikmin
Sounds
4 is also in Best Family Game. I didn't think you could split it, or just for the certain ballots you couldn't split it. Interesting. Sonic.
because you feel like a family with all your little guys. Is that what we count as family game now?
Murder?
We love our purple children the best. Sonic Superstars, way to go, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder in Family Game. Well, that's a lock right there.
That's a lock.
Okay. Oh God, I was ready to be outraged. Best Fighting Game, God of Rock. For a second, I thought it said God of War Ragnarok, and I was about to lose it. I'm not familiar with that. Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, which I've seen like good reviews for. Like Charles Hart, a Game Informer.
That's kind of good.
Yeah, he gave it like an 8. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Pocket Bravery, I don't know that. And Street Fighter 6. Ooh, Street Fighter 6 is a lock, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
It's a gotta lock. Best RPG, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, okay, Sea of Stars, and Starfield.
Well, it has to be Lies of P because it rhymes with RPG. So they
Can
rhyme on stage.
Not only that, Keeley will rap the results, which will be really fun.
That's exciting.
So easy to do that verse then. He's going to pick it.
We got to do something about this RPG genre. Baldur's Gate and Lies of P can't be up against each other. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Lies of P is a tough one. Best Action Adventure, Alan Wake 2, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom. Okay.
That's not Spider-Man?
Spider-Man's in there for Action Adventure, yeah. I
thought you didn't say Spider-Man.
Zelda is not in a lot of them.
It's not in Best Family Game. That's a great point. I guess
yeah.
For families, it looks like all those have multiplayer, if that's like a big distinction. Probably for bringing folks to vote there.
Is that a precondition though? Like confirmed? Like could
a
single player game
so.
that's very like families sit around and look at it?
I don't think so, but it's kind of like code for Best Family Game is like Best Group Game is kind of how it feels, you know, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. Best Action Game, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, of course. Dead Island 2. Finally, some Embracer representation. All right.
Well deserved.
Ooh, there you go, Hazard. Hell yeah.
I like that episode y'all talked about it. And I was like, hey, okay. Like you, Jacob and Leo and you guys like.
Yeah, not bad.
I was like, I'm very surprised by the positivity of that episode. I was like, okay, cool.
It's going to be
kind of okay.
It's going to be a great game to throw on the 210s for MinnMax and then it's not going to hang and make the cut, but it'll get a good conversation, I think, in like that 25 window. Let's see, Ghost Runner 2, that's cool. That's a hot, fresh one. Hi-Fi Rush, that's a good spot for it. And Remnant 2, of course, Remnant 2. Leo, did you play Remnant 2?
I only played it at Summer Games Fest, and I wasn't crazy about it.
Okay. Ooh, that's a blind spot for us.
I'm quite surprised that Hi-Fi Rush has so many nominations because, it was an early drop on January. I was sure people will forget about it.
Yep. I maybe it'd have more if it came out more recently. It'd be, in a perfect world, that wouldn't be the case, but it happens all the time.
Yep.
Best VR/AR game, Gran Turismo 7. Interesting. Humanity. Interesting to have 2 non-exclusive things. Resident Evil Village VR, Horizon Call of the Mountain, and Synapse. I don't know Synapse. Do you know Synapse, Leo?
No.
Interesting. Best mobile game. This, again, must be a typo. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. It's certainly a mobile game. I like the story content in there. Honkai Star Rail, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. Oh, Terra Nil because of the Netflix thing. That's a weird one.
Hello Kitty's only on there because of the reference, right?
Because of the South Park thing?
Yeah. I feel like that just made it stick in people's minds more than anything else.
A bunch of South Park fans voting in this. There's no doubt.
Infinity is
yes,
a legitimate all-timer mobile game.
Ooh, all-timer.
I think people are sleeping on that. We'll save it for the 210s.
No, I think you're right. I mean, how much? I think based on this, I think people are sleeping on Apple Arcade overall.
Yeah.
Because it's Hello Kitty is Apple Arcade. That's the only one. That seems strange. I mean, people like that 007 game that came out on Apple Arcade this year too.
I really like that Japan Rural game. I play that in bed every night.
Right on.
Nice.
Best debut indie game. Now, in theory, Leo, what I'm saying is, in theory, if we voted for this like we did last year, I like to be really strict with this because I feel like everyone's a little bit squirrely with what they can consider a debut indie game from a team. But we have Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder, which I think that's a great group.
Wow, Venba.
Yeah, Venba. B
I'm
Wood.
ready for Venba because it's small and it's so good.
Yeah. B Wood, welcome to the big show here.
Thanks for having me. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you. You can jump in whenever something strikes you, okay?
Okay.
All right, best independent game overall here, not just debut. Cocoon, Dave the Diver, which I think that was technically a debut. Anyways, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. Interesting seeing the double up there, but all right, sure. Best community support. This is, I think, the toughest category to differentiate is best ongoing game versus best community support. They're different. So best community support is Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, tough time, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky. I feel like everyone just puts No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky could have not added anything 3 years in a row, and people would still be like, I don't know, I think that they're doing it right?
Right.
I will never forget 2020 when, I can't think of his name right now, but when he won, I think that was community support.
And he's taking the swig of the Corona.
That was just very funny.
Yeah, he spat it out, basically.
So that category can have games in the past, and that's totally fine.
Yes, but this one also, best ongoing game, we have Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. Just combine these categories. Look, I'm not judging this thing, but
I think Apex should be on there.
Apex Legends has come out and said we hate our community, so I don't feel like they're eligible.
I forgot just that.
There's a difference because one is supporting it, such as the developer coming to us and having fun. The community is something else.
It is, but I think it's a really fine line for everybody.
For me, I'm having a lot of fun with the Baldur's Gate community, but forget going into the Final Fantasy community. I'm scared of it.
I sort of agree with Cass. Fortnite, you can't really argue with Fortnite's support of the game going forward, but the community support is not something I'm not a Fortnite player. I don't know if they're particularly sort of notable for that, but I would never argue with anyone if they were to say Fortnite does ongoing game content better than any other game in the industry. Yeah,
it is a lock for sure. All right, Games for Impact, another ambiguous category, it's a little bit tricky. A Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sonar, Goodbye Volcano High, Chia, Terra Nil, and Venba.
Ooh, I like that category.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Can somebody explain Goodbye Volcano High to me? Because I know a little bit about it, and I didn't think that it would make games for impact. I think it was like a surprise to some people how good it is.
Yeah.
But like I don't understand the impact.
It is a little bit confusing. So the categories is for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. If I may be reductive, it feels like what's the most lefty game released this year? I feel like it's kind of an ambiguous, just kind of like progressive game feel. It's a weird one, right?
Probably because there's LGBT representation.
I think it's exactly that. Yep.
Also had a lot of very positive, like anti, like being online, like being friends with your friends in real life and avoiding social media kind of energy too. I thought the story had a lot of, which was refreshing.
Yeah.
Be present in the moment, guys. Be present in the moment.
This moment right here with you, Hazard. Remember this moment forever, because we're talking about innovation and accessibility. We have Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6. I'd be shocked if Spider-Man 2 didn't win this. Like the amount of options in that game. I mean, you can slow down the gameplay to 30%. Like it is wild how customized you can make that.
Nice.
Best performance, Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16, most charming actor, I'd say, is a better category there. Cameron Monaghan for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. He's Carl Kestis, of course, as Jeff likes to say. Idris Elba for Cyberpunk 2077. Melanie LeBird for Alan Wake 2. I assume that's Saga. Do you know, Haley?
I would assume it's Saga. If it's Alice, that'd be weird because she's in it for like a second somewhere.
Yuri Lowenthal for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I have big teeth too, he says. Sorry, I won't mock these actors. And then Neil Newbon for Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm sorry, can we take a minute Ben said he won't mock these actors, but I'm pretty sure that's what you live for.
I do live. Well, they're a little high on their own supply. Look, I guess the strike's over, so now we can get back to making fun of actors. Neil Newbon is Astarion, for anybody curious. That'd be a cool choice.
You just won a joystick award for best sport performance.
Oh, right on. There we go. Best audio design, Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. Right on.
I'm so happy that Dead Space got a nomination.
Yeah.
Here. It's so well deserved. Like, if you go back and listen to and watch a lot of the videos when they were talking about the audio design, the development, like the things they are doing in that game is just next level. Like, so good. I really hope it wins.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
That's
it's a standout.
Best score.
What I'm wondering is how can they compete? Like Hi-Fi Rush is such an indie game compared to the others. How could it ever compete?
Well, I mean, it's technically a Microsoft game, but it does feel like the underdog budget-wise in this group.
Yeah.
But then again, it's all about the audio, and so maybe that would be enough for people to be like, I don't know. When I think audio, I think Hi-Fi Rush. But it's confusing because also best score in music is another category, and we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Tears of the Kingdom. I think 16 is the best soundtrack of the year. I know Baldur's Gate 3 fans are out there, and I hear you and respect you, and I want you to win too. I just feel like 16. This is its time to shine.
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake, yeah. What?
I would put 16.
2 full albums
ever.
of original songs.
Yeah, I'd put 16
And they're
above
all
that.
good.
No doubt, it's good. We'll talk about it more with the deepest dive. Best art direction.
Leo out for blood.
All right.
Careful, Hanson.
2 people that didn't play 16, mind you.
That's true.
I got you there. Best art direction. It's always the smallest point that ends up being the right one.
Good point. I don't know what my urine tastes like. Good point. How can I judge it?
Best art direction, Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Come on. Sorry, I'll stop critiquing. And Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Come on.
All right, that's a tough one. Best narrative, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Spider-Man 2. That's going to be
tough. That's a tough one.
That's a drag-out fight there. I think Alan Wake 2 will take it, but Baldur's Gate 3...
Baldur's Gate's writing is so good, though. Oh, it's so good.
But did more people judging in this play Alan Wake 2 or Baldur's Gate 3?
I hate how that's the metric.
It is. I mean, sorry, it is.
It is a bit of a popularity contest, and I think that answer is firmly Baldur's Gate 3. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking it was Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake's writing is it's too much, too good for games. That sounds so mean and rude.
Best adaptation, Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, the film, The Last of Us, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Twisted Metal. Finally, Twisted Metal gets in the list here.
I actually heard Twisted Metal was like okay. Maybe they just had a really horrible trailer that one time that got our stream taken down.
I've been tempted to get Peacock to watch it.
So me and my wife watched it, and she loved it, and she's looking forward to season 2.
Ooh, all right. There we go.
Interesting.
Good enough for me. Best game direction, Alan Wake 2, lock. Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom.
God, it's so crazy to me that my brain isn't picking Tears of the Kingdom for all the
I know, you're right.
Yep. 3 years ago, I would have been like, oh, it's gonna be a wash, easy. And now I'm like, I don't think it would win any of these. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Everybody's screaming, by the way, that obviously best adaptation is going to be Last of Us. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah.
I think it's going to be Last of Us or Mario Brothers, isn't it? Like, I don't think it's a clear winner. I think it's either one of those could take it, especially considering everyone is voting. Okay.
I think people think Last of Us is really good, and the people who like Mario Brothers are like, it didn't have to be good.
Yeah, it's fun candy.
It's okay that it wasn't.
Yeah, I think that's true, but I think that I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, like, I think one of the key things here is, though, it's best adaptation. And while I feel like one of the best things about The Last of Us is that it works as a TV show, whereas I feel like the Mario Brothers movie, like, really captured a lot of that stuff. That's like, hey, this is based on a video game. You have the Mario Kart stuff in there. You have those funny parts where, you know, they're navigating the Mushroom Kingdom via weird platforming elements that aren't explained, and that's just part of the movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
But if it's like,
you don't see the video game in Last of Us.
Right. Yeah, maybe that's how people would read it. That's tough to call. Game of the year, the whole kit and caboodle. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That is cutthroat.
Very fascinating.
Oof. What do you guys think?
Oh my God, it's just so, they're all good. They're all so good.
I think Baldur's Gate 3.
I also think Baldur's Gate 3, but I love those other games so dearly as well. That's why it's hard.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I think Tears of the Kingdom...
they're not good.
No, I also think it's Tears of the Kingdom has her. But sorry, Kath, what'd you say?
Like, them losing doesn't mean they're not good. I mean,
Right. It's a shame they need to be deleted off your hard drive after the ceremony.
I'm not done Alan Wake, but like if it keeps doing what it's doing, it might be my game of the year. I don't know yet though, but I was
curious where you're going with that. I can't wait to hear where you land on that.
I'm so excited for the next Deepest Dive. It's been so good.
Me too. The section's so good.
Boy, that's tough. The plan is we're going to be talking more about Game of the Year and choosing or predicting where we think the Game of the Year nomination's going to go between these 6 games on the next episode of the MinnMax Show podcast, which you can subscribe to on your favorite podcast app. So we'll unpack all that stuff there. But all right, lot to debate. It'll be fun. We'll be doing our live stream reaction for the Game Awards, hopefully, probably, most likely from the MinnMax studio again. Whoever wants to swing by the studio, and we'll be streaming our reactions. Those are always fun. That's some of my favorite content we do, Leo. It's always simple fun to watch those super long awards shows and eat pizza and drink beer with you and Sarah.
Me too. And you know what? When we were talking earlier about taking better stock of what about MinnMax gives to me, like in-person stuff in the studio is always like some of my favorite stuff I do all month, and that's a definite highlight. Within that group.
That'll be fun. So you can check that out, everybody.
Did you know that you can more than double the amount of podcasts from MinnMax every single week by supporting us at the $5 tier on Patreon? You don't have to listen through the browser or anything dumb like that. You'll get access to a private RSS feed if you support us on Patreon. You put it in your favorite podcast app, and then bam, you can listen to our weekly bonus podcast Party Chat, the podcast versions of the Deepest Dives, MinnMax interviews, Max spoilers, and you get the MinnMax Show podcast a day earlier than everybody else. So please help support independent games media. Head over to patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's.